Hello, my queen, and welcome to another episode of Body and Beyond, where we're all about ditching the rules, the pressure, dropping the weight physically, emotionally, and mentally so you can feel good in your body. I'm your host, Julie, a women's well-being coach, a personal trainer, cocktail lover, and I'm here to help you embrace health your way. Hello and welcome. I hope you are all enjoying this super hot weather. It's absolutely ridiculous near us. It was 30 degrees the other day and I think we were all just dying a little bit. So today I'm going to be talking about the 10 simple habits to make weight loss easier without dieting. And it's kind of like a simple, no fuss guide to getting started without going like full on drama queen when it comes to weight loss. So let's be real for just a sec. Most of us know what we should be doing when it comes to weight loss. Eating a little bit better, moving a little bit more, maybe drinking a little less wine on a Tuesday. But getting from I know what to do to I'm actually doing it is a little bit where we all unravel. So this is where habits come in. They are not sexy, they are not shiny, but they are so underrated. They're the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. And this is your wow. So between the intention and the actions, this is your how. The bridge to habits is the difference between I'll start again Monday and I'm actually sticking to it this time. So imagine there is a bridge. On one side there's you now, this is your now. And then over the other side of that bridge is your wow, this is your goal. And that bridge, this is your how. So if you have tried to overhaul your life all in one go, here is your permission to just not do that this time. So I'm going to give you 10 habits and I just want you to pick one or two, maybe four if you're feeling particularly sort of like brave, or some of them feel a little bit easier than others, and then start small and build up from there. And it works, and I promise you it works. So I do have a free download with this. I will share the link with the in the show notes, and I will also share the link in the blog for this as well. So habit number 1, eat more fruits and vegetables. No, you do not have to live on boring ass salads. Just chuck in a few more colours on your plates, or even just one. If you don't eat any at the moment, just chuck in one vegetable on your plates. It will improve your energy. It will help you feel fuller, and you're giving your body exactly what it needs. So aside from these many health benefits that fruits and vegetables bring, we want to almost fill up, in particular for weight loss, you want to fill up half our plate with fruits and vegetables, allowing you to still feel like there's more food on your plates, but with less energy within that food supporting your weight loss. Habit number 2, be a bit savvy with high fat foods. Now I'm talking about the crisps and the takeaways and these sort of like super duper ultra processed foods. I'm talking about, eating sort of like all of the chocolate bars and, all of the crisps and even all of the cheese. You don't need to cut them out though. But all of those foods, they do add up at the end of the day, at the end of the week. So you do not need to cut them out. You just need to be aware of how often they are showing up in your day-to-day food and whether they're even worth it. You don't need to feel guilty about eating them. You just need to be aware so that you can reduce the high energy foods in your current eating habits. So let's say you love a certain type of high energy food. What can you add with it that's going to make it a little bit more healthier for you? Can you have like one slice of pizza and more vegetables on your plate? I don't know, something like that. Think about how it is that you're eating this food and how can you make it better. But we do need to be aware, if we're looking for weight loss, we need to be aware of how much of this food we are eating. Habit number 3 is drink more water. You don't need to turn into like a walking water bottle. Most of us are dehydrated, especially when it's 30 degrees outside. more energy we have, the better our energy. The more water we have, even the better our energy. The fewer cravings we have and the less snacking we do because we're just bored. So aiming to drink up to 2 litres of water a day or non-sugar based drinks a day. Can you have that glass of Coke every now and again? Absolutely, of course you can. You know, a nice ice cold glass of Coke feels amazing on super hot days. But predominantly, we want to be making sure we're getting that clear-ish liquid into us. Habit number 4, move more in ways that you love. You do not need a Fitbit, or you don't need to train for a marathon. Just walk a little bit more. Dance in your kitchen, take the stairs. All of this all counts. In our modern world, we have so many chores that we just no longer do. We pay people to clean our windows and our houses and our cars. We have robot hoovers and we work from home and we drive almost everywhere. And food and shopping can be delivered within a click of a finger. So as a nation, we do move less because we have these shortcuts, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with these shortcuts because it reduces the load that we have on us. I can pay somebody £5 to clean my car and it be done in 10 minutes. I'm going to be paying somebody to clean my car because it will take me 4 hours to clean it otherwise. But unfortunately, this does mean that we just don't use as much energy during our days doing these tasks, which puts us in this situation where we are likely or we're primed to gain weight. Now, I'm not asking you to dump off the cleaner and start these time-consuming chores again, but find a way to increase your daily movement with something that allows your body to use energy and that helps you feel good as well. Habit number 5, add in some strength training. No, ladies, we won't get bulky. Do you know how hard it is for a woman to get bulky? A woman training sort of 1, 2, 3 times a week cannot get bulky like a man can, but it will make you feel stronger. It does improve your muscle at a time when muscle mass starts to deteriorate. If you're in your 40s and your bone health starts to deteriorate, it boosts your metabolism and you start to see changes that will actually last. So you start to see changes in your body that you are going to love because you're changing your shape. You are growing some muscle, because that's what we need if we want to change the shape. You know, we all say we want this toned look. Well, we have to start building muscle in order to get that toned look. So starting with squats and push-ups off the worktop while you're boiling your kettle, or following a YouTube video, or even being brave enough and head to the gym for a simple 15-minute workout. All of this is a starting point for you. Habit number 6 is exercise snacks. And no, not that kind. I'm talking about squatting while you're brushing your teeth, a minute of marching on the spot while the kettle boils, doing sort of jumping jacks while we're waiting for the next episode of whatever it is that we're watching on Netflix to come on. It's about building a habit, not breaking a sweat. This is helping you to increase your daily movement throughout the day. Just these little short bursts of exercise throughout the day. 5 minutes sort of wander around the garden. All of this adds up throughout the day. Habit number 7 is sleep like a legend. Tired brains crave a fuck ton of sugar. And it also can't be bothered to make choices that are actually helpful to your goal. So aim for a decent night's sleep and watch everything else feel so much easier. And I say aim for 7 to 9 hours, but there is this big variation of how many hours people's bodies wants to sleep. So whatever works for you, but aiming for around that number. Sleeping in a cool, dark room in a lovely bedroom that is clean and not cluttered will do absolutely wonders for making you feel amazing the next day. Habit number 8, eat with awareness. Slow your eating down. Engage with your eating. Enjoy your food. Put your fork down between your bites. Half the battle of eating or changing your eating habits is not eating on autopilot. So practice stopping when your tummy has had enough. Practice eating when you are hungry. Eat with awareness, engage with your food, connect your brain and your mouth to your tummy so that those signals can connect. So habit number 8 is eat with awareness. Habit number 9 is set up your space to help you. The fruit bowl out, the biscuits in the cupboard. Or even better, if you find that you can't help but finish all of those biscuits so that they are not in the house anymore, then keep them out of the house for now. Make eating healthier an easy thing for you to do. Yes, some of us have children, so having sort of like, snacks like that in the house might be unavoidable, but don't keep them in your view. Have set up your kitchen space and even maybe your whole house so that it is helpful for you and your weight loss journey. And this could also be about making sure that you're doing your weekly shopping, which mean you might have to plan your week's worth of meals so that you can do your week's worth of shopping, so that you're not getting to a Thursday and deciding that actually we don't have any food in the house, so we may as well have a takeaway today. Don't put yourself in that situation where it's easy for you to make those decisions that you do not want to be making anymore. And habit number 10, build a pattern that works for you. You don't need to eat 6 meals a day or fast for 16 hours. Just find a rhythm that feels good, that helps you stay on track. Now, women tend to eat better every 3 to 4 hours during the day, and naturally, and I say naturally, fasting at nighttime. This is a normal and natural behavior. And I use the word fasting as a period of time that you don't eat at nighttime, not as a recommended diet where we stick to these rigid rules where I'm not allowed to eat after 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm not allowed to eat until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. These types of recommended diets, they cause us to ignore how our body's feeling. And when we ignore our own hunger, we tend to eat more later, putting us in a situation where we're now over consuming calories or energy, or overeating food, all because we decided that somebody said that fasting for X number of hours was a really good thing to do, was really helpful. For some people it works, for some people it doesn't, but find your own rhythm. I do better eating every 3 hours. And, this is something that I've learned very recently. If I don't eat every 3-ish hours, my blood sugars dip really low. And then I just want to eat all the sugar. I mean, if I could just, grab a spoon and just start tucking into the Nutella, I think I bloody would do. So finally, why bother tracking? Your brain loves to default into the old things that it's doing. It thinks that this new thing that you're doing is absolutely terrifying, and it will fight you to not do that thing. So tracking your food, but not tracking your food as if like diet planning. I'm talking about planning your food. So it stops that what's for dinner panic. So it stops you thinking about, all of those things that you used to eat that your brain wants to go back to eat because your brain loves that type of food. If you want to change how you are eating, then you need to start planning your food. We also want to track the habits that we're doing because that helps us feel proud. That helps the brain see that, oh my God, when we do that, when we go for that walk, when we do those squats, when we eat that food, it actually makes us feel really good. And this is a really good, and I really like this feeling. So maybe we should keep doing more of that instead of let's just go sit on the sofa, because that also makes us feel very good. So it's a different kind of, we want to prove to the brain that these new things that we're doing feel good. And when we track them, we get that little bit of like, yay, go me. The brain thinks, yeah, go you. Let's stick to doing that. Does that make sense? And we also want to track our health, not just the scales. When we go by the scales, especially as women, it can be absolutely soul destroying. So take your focus away from the scales. That's not to say don't use them, but celebrate other things like sleeping better, having more energy. Maybe your clothes are fitting a little bit differently. Maybe your blood work from the doctor came back and your cholesterol's gone down. Maybe you're feeling sort of like lighter and happier and more freer and more confident. All of this stuff is so much more important than what that number on that damn scale say. So you do not need to be perfect with any of this. There is no such thing as doing it perfect. You do need to be consistent enough to begin to notice the changes that are happening. And I say consistent enough because we're not always going to get it right and we're not always going to do it all of the time, but we do need to do it enough so that we can see changes. There is no point in working out sort of like once a week and doing absolutely nothing else because we won't see the changes that we want to see. So we need to do it often enough to see changes. That's not to say that you won't maybe start off doing it once a week, but we do want to build up to it being consistent, all of these things being consistent over a period of time until especially while we are creating habits. So if you are ready to keep building those habits or keep building momentum, I would absolutely love to invite you into the Weight Loss Tribe, where you will get access to me for the first 5 weeks, I believe it is. So you sign up, you do a course that I've created specifically for weight loss, but you also have access to me. So you can message me any single time over text message or a voice message on a very particular app, so that I can help support you and guide you through your weight loss, those challenges that you are having, those things that you're stuck on, those kind of mindset stuff, those, whatever it is, so that you can message me and I can support you at the time that you need support. So it is a course, it is an online course, and you just go through that, but you also get access to me. That's the first 5 weeks. After the first 5 weeks, then you move on to the membership, which you still have access to me, but it is through a video, like what they're called, coaching calls, and then you have the option to still have that one-to-one messaging stuff with me afterwards. So it is about keeping this shit simple strategies that fit into your life, with courses and workshops and calls and contact with me and a bunch of beautiful other ladies that will help you along the way. So if you are interested, then I would love you to go to julieridley.com/tribe. I will also link this in with the notes as well. So that is it for me today. And yeah, if you would like a list of these habits so that you can take that away and have a think about which one you want, I will also link that in the show notes as well. So enjoy, and I will speak to you all very soon.